Everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I will be doing a makeup look on a wearable red smoky eye. As you can see, I already have my brows and my foundation on, so I'm just going to do the rest of my base on camera this time, and then my eyes obviously. So let's just go in with concealer. So for concealer, I use the Maybelline, I'm not in focus, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the shade, I don't know. It's just in like a medium shade. So I'm just gonna put that under my eyes. I always do my base before my eyes unless I'm using black eyeshadow or glitter, something that I know will probably ruin my base if it gets on it. But like reds, they don't really give me much fallout, and I put powder under my eyes anyway. So yeah, I just put concealer on the high points of my face and all around my nose, pretty sloppily. I'm just blending that out with a damp beauty blender. Not a beauty blender, like a sponge, the Morphe sponge, but I call it a beauty blender anyway because it's basically what it is, what it does. It blends my beauty. Okay, and then I go in straight away with powder. The setting powder that I use is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder. I use the shade Light Medium. Where's my mirror? I swear I lose my mirror in every single video, even though this is only my second one. Okay. And I do set my under eyes with the beauty blender as well, just because this way I find that my concealer creases less and it looks more like poreless, if you will. Set the sides of my nose as well. And then I get more powder and I set the rest of my face, and then I bake my chin because makeup never stays on my chin for whatever reason. Don't know why, it just doesn't. But yeah, I just set the rest in with a brush. Oh, my foundation is Fit Me as well, if I didn't already say that. It's in the shade Medium Buff, which like you'd think would be yellow, but actually pulls really orange. At least on me it pulls orange. Okay, so now that we have that, oh yeah, I'm gonna bake my chin with the beauty blender as well. I especially always bake my chin in like my everyday makeup. Just like any time that I'm wearing foundation or like concealer, I always bake my chin because in school I'm like this a lot, and of course foundation's gonna come off no matter like if I wear a primer or not, or if I like set my makeup or not. Okay, so now I'm gonna prime my eyes. I just leave my chin baked pretty much the whole time that I do my eyeshadow. So yeah, I'm just gonna move my bangs out of the way. And I'm using this as an eye primer. Basically, whatever concealer is near me, I just use it as an eye primer and hope that like it works out. Usually I use Tarte Shape Tape, but I'm all out of it. And I find that this works just fine because like it dries out too. Okay, I'm just gonna blend that out lightly. Okay, now that that is blended out, I'm going back in with my powder, and I'm just gonna put a bunch of powder underneath my eyes, like a lot of powder to catch any fallout, which I don't get like a lot of fallout, but this is just like precaution. Put it all under there, and then I take the edge of this sponge since it has a really sharp edge, and just kind of put it right there to get the shape. Yeah, so the palettes I'll be using are the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, because every time I do Red Smoky Eye, I always like top it off somehow with this Fetish shade because it's just so pretty. And I use my transition colors today from the Jaclyn Hill palette. So the first color I'll be going in with is this orange shade. It is called Creamsicle. It's like a mustardy orange yellow. It's definitely not like yellow though. I'm just gonna tap out any creasing that happened. I do not set my eyeshadow bases anymore either. So I'm just gonna begin blending that in with a clean, fluffy blending brush. This is by Blend. It doesn't have like a number. That's just like the brand though. Alright, so now that we have that shade in the crease, I'm going in with the orange shade on a smaller blending brush, if I can find it. Okay, so this blending brush is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH40, and I'm going in with this bright orange shade. It is called, I think it's called Hunts, yeah. I'm just keeping that low in my crease. A lot of people are scared of red smoky eyes, like it's not like really popular because everyone thinks that if you do a red or pink smoky eye that it automatically looks like you have an eye infection, which I don't think is true as long as you don't like put it right in here. And as long as you just like blend it out and don't make it look like a blob or like a bruise, like it can look so pretty. You just have to like do it right. And honestly, if I see someone wearing a pink eyeshadow look, my mind doesn't go to eye infection. Because, like, obviously it's not an eye infection. Like, it's not like you're turning the white part in your eye pink by just wearing pink eyeshadow. So, yeah. I'm just going back in with more of that yellow shade and just buffing out the edges. Okay, I'm trying to, like, move my lamp over so you can, like, actually see these colors more. Because this quality is definitely not the best. Okay, I am back, and now I'm just going to go in with the darkest red shade, and I'm only putting this on my outer V. This one is called Jax, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Jax. I'm going in with that same brush that I use for the orange. I'm keeping this on my outer V because I'm gonna put that fetish shade that I talked about earlier, like in the inner part, because it's definitely a more like deep red, like almost looks brown in certain lights. Also, when you keep darker eyeshadows on the outer part of your eye and not on the inner, it'll elongate your eye a lot more. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with that fetish shade on just like a packing brush that has black all over it. Actually, I'll just use this one. This one has blue all over it. It's fine. We'll just wipe it off on our clothes. Like, you know, should. So yeah, this looks shimmery in the pan, but like, once you like rub it out, like the shimmer just goes away and it's pretty matte for the most part. So yeah, just taking this brush. It just says Fine Conceal and it's from Essence. I'm just putting that right all over. I'm putting that on the lid, all over the lid. And then just blending that in with the other shades. Alright, so that is it for the upper eyelid space. Now I'm going to move on to the lower, and I'm going to keep all that powder there. We didn't even get that much fallout, but just in case. And I'm not going to add a wing because I feel like this look just looks a lot more wearable without a wing. If you want to make it more dramatic, then like you can do a wing or whatever. And I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on the top with the bottom, like starting with the creamsicle shade, the hunt shade, the jack shade, not the fetish shade though, because that's like having its own moment up there. So yeah, I will do that and I will be right back. Okay, so while I was off camera, I just finished up the lower lash line, of course, and did my mascara and added some false lashes. These false lashes are Ardell Wispies, and I cut them in half because like that's what I do with most of my lashes, because I just hate having to like mess with the inner corner part. And they just stay on better when they're only on the outer portion of your eye. And that also helps with like that winged out effect. So now I'm gonna move on to the face. For bronzer, I use this little contour palette that no longer has a lid, and as you can see, it's very well loved. These were my 2 favorite shades. Now they're like gone, so I guess I'll start using these 2. This is the Makeup Revolution Makeup Contour Kit. Iconic Lights in Contour Pro is what it's called. So I'm just basically gonna be using the shade to contour, whatever's left of the shade to contour, and then just probably one of these to bronze. And I use a huge brush to contour, and I'm honestly pretty messy with this because I can just bake and clean it up later. It doesn't need to be like perfect right now. I just need to get the color on. And these are pretty pigmented, I would say. I don't really like a buildable bronzer because it takes forever for the color to show up. And if you blend it out well, I feel like it's not difficult to use pigmented contours and bronzers. So I'm just doing that. And if you look down, you can see like your cheekbones like this, so that's just how I know where to contour. I don't really do like the 3 thing, like I don't put it right here like there. I just go under my jaw. And I obviously don't really bronze my forehead anymore since you can't really see it. I will if I'm like really bored and just feel like having bronzer there, but other than that, no. This is looking kind of patchy today, and I don't know why. Okay, so now I'm going to take the edge of that Morphe sponge again and just use it to bake my bronzer. Okay, and now I'm going to add some blush. The blush I used also has no lid on it anymore. And it is Tarte 24-Hour Clay Blush in the shade Party. Not 24-hour, 12-hour. Close. I just use an e.l.f. contour brush, but it's literally just like an angled blush brush. And I know that everyone probably has these, so you don't have to get this one. It's like a Morphe E4, but like cheap. And e.l.f. blushes. I mean, they're good, but I meant to say e.l.f. brushes are super, super soft. And even though I do have so much red on my eyes, I still like to add a ton of blush. Don't know when I'll be done applying blush, so just stay tuned for 10 more minutes and then I'll probably be done. Okay. And then I just go back in with my beauty blender and just like make sure we didn't do too much. Okay. And now I'm just taking this little dome brush from BH Cosmetics and I'm going in with my highlighter. The highlighter that I use every single day of my life is obviously this one. It is the shade Summer from the Anastasia Glow Kit. I think this one is the Sun Dipped one. This one's more pink, so like if I have to use that to like save this one, I will. But I wish that they still did single highlighters in this shade because it is so pretty. It's like a very like gold shade, but like it works on like every complexion, I feel, because it's not like brass or like white. It's just like that perfect like in between gold shade, and I apply a lot, as you can see, because highlighter doesn't really stay on me that much anyway unless I put like a ton on to begin with, so then even when it fades it's still like there. And I do bring it down to my cheeks just to give like that glass skin effect. Then I take a really, really tiny brush and just use this to dot my nose. This is the brush I use for inner corner highlight too, so there's still leftover inner corner highlight on this. And I just do an explanation point down my nose, like the line, and then of course the dot. And just like rub it out. I feel like this video is gonna be super long. Like, if I can't cut it back to 15 minutes, it's definitely gonna be like 28. But anyway, moving on to the lips. I am going in with a lip liner, if I can find one. Like the right one. Okay, well, I can't find the one I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna go in with this NYX one. It is in the shade Nude Beige. And this will be good because I'm using a Kylie lipstick in the shade Dolce K, and this is just like darker. So what I was saying, I feel like it's good to go darker because like it'll contour your lips, I guess. I don't even really like blend that out too much. I just smear it. And then I go in with the lipstick. As you can see, it pretty much matches the lip liner. Okay, and after that, sometimes I add a gloss and sometimes I don't. Today, I just want to keep it matte. So when it dries down, it will be matte. Oh my god, I forgot to brush away my bake. I'm like, oh my god, look how cute it turned out. And I still have like a white ass stripe going across my freaking cheek. Okay, so just blend that out and you'll have like a sharp line. We all know how baking works in this household. So yeah, that is this finished look. I'm gonna like come up real close so you can actually like see the eyeshadow. This look complete. If you recreate it, make sure to tag me, even though all red smoky eyes pretty much look the same. So like, I definitely didn't invent a red smoky eye, but if you like this look, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more makeup looks like this, not exactly like this obviously, my next look's gonna be like pink or something. But yeah, if you want to see more of my makeup tutorials, subscribe to my channel. Bye.